Welcome back to DAT Lego build. Today I'm actually going to be doing another Speed Champions Lego build, simply because they're so cheap. They're incredibly, stupidly cheap. So basically I've got the Koenigsegg Jesko. I really quite like the look of this car. The real one, the Lego one, not so much. I don't mind it, it still looks okay, but compared to the real car, which is just a breathtaking piece of engineering. I absolutely love the design of it. Love the doors on it as always. The engine is insane. The power it makes, it's an epic car. So I had to get one of these. I saw it on the shelf, picked it up straight away, and of course, here we are. So I'm not going to ramble too much. Last attempts, obviously, with doing the 007 Aston Martin. Didn't realize it went on for that long, but the trouble was that I couldn't really seem to cut a lot out of it without really janking it up too much. So I thought of a different way of doing it, and hopefully this pans out a bit better. Basically, I'm just going to try different things until I find something that really works. I want to get the time right down. So please bear with me while I try and work on this and improve it as best as possible. Until this wall is full, I think I'm just going to keep doing this just for the funsies for me. So if you enjoy watching it, please do give it a like, because that way I know that people are actually interested. Got a few last week, obviously, so thank you. But otherwise, yeah, let's press on. So once again, we have the instruction manual, 2 bags in this situation with obviously smaller bags within it. And of course, my favorite thing is always stickers. So they'll be put to the side basically. But on with the car, a lot of bright colors in this one, which I really do quite like. Funnily enough, you look at the box and there's a few hints of color here and there. I've got a ton of yellow, I've got a ton of bright blue, and of course there's fluff flying around everywhere. So that's gone now. But yeah, there's quite a lot of colors that I just can't seem to visually find on the actual machine. So once again, I suppose colors are going to be hidden and buried forever. But anyway, moving on. So yes, empty the bags, we know about that one. Okay. So bag 1 gets us to halfway with the little man, and bag 2 finishes it off. Good to know. There's actually 2 options as well. He's got a toupee as well as a helmet, so we can go either way in this situation. I think this dude's going to be quite the racing type, so I think we do need to actually have a helmet on him in this situation. So let's crack on with actually building our little man. So first off, well, I found his toupee, but again, we're not going to be putting him in a toupee, so got his helmet, his body, his head, his legs, and his visor. So fun thing with the actual Koenigsegg Jesko is that it is actually quite a beast. If you know anything about these cars, they are really quite impressive. And one of the things I do love about it is the noise. If you actually are quite a sound fanatic like I am, despite being partially deaf with that being said as well, yeah, I just love the sound of that thing on song. It is absolutely incredible. If you've seen videos of it, if you haven't, definitely look them up. But yeah, it is quite the musical tone, I must say. But that's our little man done there, and once again he has a spanner. Didn't even see that. I don't know what it is with the little Speed Champions all having spanners. They never end up holding them because you put them in the car, so it just sits in a back seat. And I can't imagine the Jesko having a back seat. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. So he can sit there and watch the progress of his automobile take place. So I'm going to have pieces randomly pop here, more or less just going through a few pages, consolidating them, and of course then doing the actual build, just so it saves on a bit of time and I can kind of compress the entire thing. One of the things I did notice last week is I rambled on quite a bit, mostly finding parts. So I was hoping to actually talk a bit more about you know, factoids of the Bond movies and all that sort of thing, but I think by the second bag I was kind of focused on building the actual machine. So I will again try and actually change things and work on that, because I think what I'd like to do with this series is more or less actually talk about the cars, what makes them so different, individual and exciting. In this situation, Koenigsegg. a brand that's not that old, but of course they have made some really, really exciting cars in their time. So Koenigsegg itself, established in 1994, Swedish company, so yeah, a little bit different. You got your Volvos and all that sort of thing there, but with regards to them, they've been established now for 28 years, so pretty young in the grand scheme of things, and especially when you consider they're doing supercars and everything like that. Very heavily saturated market. You had your Ferraris, you had your Lamborghinis, you had your Maseratis, all that sort of thing, and yet in come these guys with some pretty gnarly and insane designs. Pretty impressive for their time. I mean, you had the prototype CC, which apparently became the basis of all their cars moving forward, and yeah, it's just been one design after the other, which the initial ones I find personally were very kind of repetitive, kind of like the reimagination of McLaren, everything like that. They had a lot of machines that very much shared the same sort of platform, and you can kind of see the same sort of essences, but the Jesko I find visually really quite different and really quite distinct in amongst all their other models, even the current ones as well. And then you had the really big one, which was the 1-1, I think it was called. Again, really different machine altogether there. But you had Christian von Koenigsegg and Haldora von Koenigsegg, the key people, CEOs essentially of the company itself. That who isn't mentioned is actually Jesko von Koenigsegg, the name of the car, the father of Christian von Koenigsegg. So kind of a bit of a, I don't know what the word is exactly, but very much like how the Enzo was named, everything like that. Just a bit of a tip of the hat towards his old man, obviously, and quite nice. I mean, it is a wicked machine. I'd love to have a car named after me. It'd be pretty boring and plain, I reckon, but nevertheless, excellent thing to actually do. A really, really nice thing. But yeah, the Jesko in particular, set to be a really set forth and track focused car. So you had two variants, one being the Absolute, spelled without an E for the English speaking amongst us, and the other one of course being called the Attack, and mostly down to, visually anyway, a difference of wing, but there were a few more finer points with regards to that as well. So 125 units total production, which quite a rare beast, obviously. If you happen to see one of those on the road, be very, very lucky. I'd be happy to see one in person, personally. I mean, I reckon they're a brilliant looking machine. But the two versions though, as mentioned, the Absolute and the Attack. So, excuse me. The Attack was pretty much the cornering beast. So you had a large rear wing in the back, large diffuser, everything as such, designed for, you know, really attacking the corners. Bit slower in comparison to the Absolute. The Absolute actually had two fins in the rear in comparison, so very different design. I think the one we're getting in this picture here is more or less the Attack version. So I don't know if you could actually modify it. I don't know if they've got both variants in here, but yeah, just small little differences really. But just reading up with regards to the top speeds and everything, which is quite interesting. So they've got here as a more or less a theoretical top speed claimed by Koenigsegg themselves. The Absolute apparently can achieve really speeds of apparently 530 to 560 kilometers an hour, or 330 to 350 miles per hour. Really? If I'm actually going to the Attack speeds, far more comparable. You're talking about 275 kilometers, 171 miles per hour. That's a lot more believable. The factor of a wing and a different splitter on the front, nothing else essentially. That's a bit of a long shot in my opinion, but I'm not the manufacturer, so. But could you even imagine going at those sorts of speeds in the Absolute? I mean, if you've watched Top Gear and you saw James May in the Bugatti Veyron and that thing doing its maximum speed, I can't remember what the actual top speed was that he actually hit in that thing, but then he of course got beaten shortly thereafter by the test driver, funnily enough. But yeah, I mean, it's an insane amount of speed, and I wouldn't want a corner in that sort of speed, I'll tell you that much. That'd be nuts. Yep, as usual, got a lot of coloured pieces disappearing. Am I even going to see this green piece by the end of it? I don't think so. That's going to disappear very quickly. As always, I kind of like pointing this out because every time it's just weird colours that just get buried. As I said before, got a lot of colours here. Can't see much of anything in the picture. But, oh well, is what it is. I think one of the most interesting things for me by far is definitely the doors. If you've ever seen Koenigsegg doors open up, what they call them too is their dihedral synchro helix door, which just by itself sounds really quite interesting. But yeah, it's insane how it actually opens up. I'd love to look at the mechanism up close and see exactly how it all functions. It pops out, rotates up, but it all does it at the same time. It is nuts. Really cool to look at, but I don't know how much of an inconvenience to be pulling right up next to a gutter or something like that. I think I've seen and heard people talk about this. It's not really an issue, but when you look at it side on a flat level though, it looks so close to the bottom point of the wheel in some situations. It's really bizarre. I do quite like them though. Like, it is really quite a unique look. You can definitely tell them apart. It's like the old Lamborghinis. You used to have like the scissor doors. They don't do that anymore. Like, that's just a novel thing these days, just normal standard doors. Yeah, and stickers. Sticker number 2, you're being ignored. First sticker of the night. There we go. Okay. But of all the doors that have been out there, you've had gull-wing doors, you've had essentially scissor doors, normal doors, suicide doors. I think that's pretty much all of them really. And then of course you've got also the other variant of gull-wings, like what you had on the Toyota Sura or the McLaren F1 as such, which basically copied the Toyota Sura. They took inspiration from that car, as they very openly stated. But yeah, just very, very different style with the Koenigsegg dihedral synchro helix. Dihedral synchro helix. I keep saying dihedro for some reason. Don't know what dihedro is. Hang on, how's this supposed to connect? Down low? Yeah, let's run with that. So I'm doing opposite sides now, so looks like we're doing the rear end. That's pretty much the rear diffuser, if memory serves me right. Terrible with names. Again, just pointing that out right now. I'm absolutely terrible with names. Cars, not a problem. Names and faces, forget about it. And very much like me, if you're a Herbert Lugbug fan, as the line says, I have trouble with names and faces, but I'll never forget a car. I like a good bit of machinery. Sticker number 4, you're getting ignored. Slowly taking shape. I think I'm doing this in the right way. Yep. Into the rear, there we go. But another area where the Jesko tends to shine for me primarily is, well, within wow. As I said, names just straight out the door. Forza Horizon, far out, doing well. Yep, Forza Horizon. So if you ever want a really fast default car, just straight to that thing. You can get some insane tunes. Very much like in Forza Horizon 4. It used to be the Ferrari 599, what was it, the 599? It was one of them, but anyway. Again, names, terrible, visually, got it. Taking shape. Now, one thing I don't think that this particular set can really capture is the nice shape of the Koenigsegg, because it does have really smooth flowing lines, and of course with this it's really rather jagged and edged, which, I mean, you can't really do much about at the end of the day. Maybe with a Technic set, you'd probably be able to achieve a bit more. This thing being such a small scale sort of affair, you're never really going to get the same sort of effect. Having said that, I'm really quite liking the look at that already. That's quite nice. A little odd having the hood shaker at the rear, but it still works. How much further? That's pretty good. And double stack these. Oops, grey on the bottom. There we go. Where are they going? Back in there. You're never going to see these again. At least they're not the square pieces. They did round pieces this time. Square pieces, I'm forever there lining them up, making sure the edges are perfectly one on top of the other. Round dots, doesn't make a difference. Just whack them on in. Lucky I looked at that. So there's a piece here with, I think, what seems to be a bit of inscribing on it. Because it's got one black square, but the second black square looks like it has something marked on it. Otherwise it'd simply say 2 times black square. It's not them. There we go. Aha! It really tinily, that's not even a word, in really tiny fonts. That is not going to show up on camera at all. But maybe you can see it from back there. I don't think so. It's got Jesko actually printed on there in the font, in the actual fonts. It's pretty cool. Do like that. Again, not a sticker. I wish they'd just print them on all. I understand it'd be far more expensive to do it that way, but I hate stickers. Sure, I'm not alone on this. So how are we doing this? Okay, so one on one side, blank on one side, and oops, ooh, did I pick up? Oh, funny. I actually managed to pick up both Jesko ones regardless, accidentally, so there we go. I need a blank, not another Jesko one. There we go, so, and here I am now lining them up perfectly. Jesko has to be on the right. There we go. And then we're sticking that right in the middle. Interesting, I've got 2 Jesko nameplates. Must be another Jesko at the front. Not by the looks of it. Whatever. Get a spare Jesko one. Here we go. It's looking really good. Still got some pieces left though. So I'm sure this is saving a ton of time just cutting in between. Hopefully it's not too jarring doing it this way. I'll find out obviously once I've edited it all together. Edited. Yeah, doing well on that one. Reminds me of, oh geez. What's his last name's Fry, can't remember his first name, where he was doing the book readings for Harry Potter. And he had to keep saying pocketed it. And even I can't say it. And of course went to, is it J.K. Rowling, the author? Again, terrible with names. And she decided to put even more of that particular word in because he had such, Stephen Fry, there we go. He had such an issue saying it, so as a laugh, I'm sure, she decided to put more of that word in there for him to relish and enjoy. Quite a good story if you actually hear him telling it. It's quite funny indeed. Oh, it seems like I've actually missed. Oh no, I just put it in the wrong spot. Yep, paying attention again. I really need to dig out one of my removal tools so I can do this a lot simpler. There we go, came out. So yes, not on the back, on the front. Or on the back, not the front. Either way, depends on how you're looking at it. One there, one there. And the corner bits. It's starting to take shape nicely. That's not down. Now it's down. Yep. It's looking good. Quite liking that. Decided to start putting all the pieces in a row so we can actually see them laid out. I don't know if it's making any faster, but at least I can kind of see where I've been and gone. It's not really helping me though, I'm still making mistakes. Except this time I want to do it this way because that goes over the arch. Yep. And some corner pieces above the tail lights. Now I'm lost. Where am I? Well, next page, of course. Pulled out all the pieces beforehand on both sides. Just makes it a lot simpler, but of course wasn't paying attention, was I? So, two there. Green in the middle. Yep, goodbye yellow piece, goodbye blue piece. Goodbye random colours. I don't know if we'll ever see those pieces again. We have the actual uprights, two large block uprights with the patterns on them. One going that way, one going the other, so vertical and horizontal stripes. And we just seem to be burying those as well. I really would love to know the story behind random pieces. I just don't get it. Just must be cheaper or more efficient to just bulk make all those sorts of things, and then when it comes to doing those when they design them, just grabbing all the odd bod bits or whatever they have excess of. It's the only thing I can think of. So one thing I'm very grateful for is not having to make a huge actual size one of these, because we're talking about 4.6 meters in length by 2 meters in width. Quite a substantial beast. And of course then you've got the actual weight of it, and I'd love to know what it would actually work out to be weight in Lego. But you are talking about nearly, what was it, 1.4 ton. So quite a lot. But it's actually not that bad when you consider. I mean, 1.4 is a lot, but for this sort of car though, that's a really small amount of weight, especially with all that power. That's just what adds to making it such an absolute beast. 1.4 ton, that is a little bit heavier than my Volkswagen Beetle, new generation. It's only about 200 kilograms worth of difference, shy of actually. So, and that thing has well under 200 horsepower. So, is it? Yeah, under 200 horsepower. Wow, that is just nuts. For the average sedan out there, sedan, who drives sedans anymore? Love to know. Congratulations if you do. You're one of the rare people left that actually do. But the average vehicle these days, I should say, you're riding easily about, geez, 1.6, 1.7 on average, I'd say. So way less power compared to the Jesko. Way less weight in this compared to the average vehicle. Yeah, you can see why this would be a mover. Gosh, how much, if you could subtract even more weight, make it a ton. Well, they did their 1.1, but I don't think that was a ton. I could be wrong. We're nearly at the finish line, I reckon. Got a few little bits and pieces, but still a fair few actually. So maybe we're not really there just yet. We're inside. Getting little strands of hair from somewhere. It's either the same one that keeps coming back or new ones that appear. Yeah, there it is again. It's just the same one over and over again. Doesn't want to leave me. Alright, starting to do the cockpit now, so a few pieces planted together. This thing doesn't even have a seat, you're sitting on the base. That's what you want, low to the ground. Starting to move now. I don't know if it's intentional or what, but all these grey pieces, all the little round dot grey pieces, have actually had a hole right through the middle. I thought maybe it would have just been the case that we're putting something into it, but nope, not the case at all. Got a little microphone / gear stick that just goes into the front section, but at the rear here where there's a little hole, it makes it easy to identify because I've got clear pieces as well, clear dots. So of course it is a little bit more obvious with the hole in there, but don't know what the story is in that one. And here we go, got a line squares up. Always fun. Yep. Getting tricky with the pieces. So I've seen some of those videos where they do some really weird stuff. The illegal pieces, they call them, or the illegal joins, or whatever they want to refer to them as. But yeah, quite funny. You get like a full circle of squares, something like that. It's really odd. There's a lot of videos about them, obviously, but yeah, to look at, you're just going, how the heck does that work, until you see them either take it apart or put it together, obviously. I'm missing a piece. Nope, I just skipped a piece. So there we go. Again, not paying attention. Straps come first. And then side pieces. There we go. Look at that. Placing that on just directly in front. Okay, so now the round dot, no, it's actually not even. It's still just kind of floating above it, so still not used as an actual locating piece, just a rest piece. Getting there though. Got a little extra. Goodbye, yellow pieces. I'll never see you again. Randoms. So I use someone that ensures that all Lego faces the same direction, so flowing downwards, flowing crosswards, or sitting level or crossways. I'm definitely not. I'm not that bad. I say not that bad, but you know, I'm not someone who goes to that sort of extreme. For me, it is simply just about lining all the edges up, and that's as far as I go, basically. So a clear blank on top of a clear block, which goes right in the middle, which will be the rear windscreen, I'd say. And a couple of these pieces. Very good. And then a heap of stickers, 3, 7, 9, 17, 6, 8, and the Powerball, 16. Yes, we have all the lucky numbers here. They're being ignored. And what is this? Looks like a, this is the wing, okay. I think we're on the home stretch now, definitely. So I'm kind of tossing up what the next one is that I do. So there's so many to choose from, and I do like all of them. Well, I like all of them regardless because they're Lego, but tossing up between most likely the Lotus Evora, or potentially Dom's car from Fast and Furious, maybe. Whatever's fine, I suppose. Might be the case of whatever's on the shelf, or it was on special, because I actually got this for even cheaper then, because it was on 20% discount, so I was quite happy with that one. That was the cheapest one on the shelf at the time too, whatever reason. Don't know why it was $1 cheaper than all the rest of them, but it was, and therefore cheaper once more. I'm holding this random piece, I have no idea why. So we're on to this now. So we're making the wing. I suppose that's being exposed, just those two in the corner. And, okay, so it's going around like that. Oh, okay, so it's actually going into a little upright piece. Little misbalanced, but it'll be fine once it actually gets completely assembled. And then we have the flats, one there. Okay, so that'll hold it down now, so it won't be as bad. And there. Flip it over. One another corner facing backwards, or overhanging backwards, however you want to talk. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Like a little Batman Batwing, or not. Back to here, I'm trying to figure out, that's facing inwards, okay. Whoops. Yep. Flipping back over. And then the corner pieces. So a couple inside. I'm sure half of this isn't even showing up being black on black on black, but anyway. And the side pieces there, okay. Facing downwards, lined up nicely. and lined up nicely. Yep, there we go. And where are those pieces going? Overhanging upwards like that. Okay. Yep. There we go. And now, stickers 5 and stickers 1, you're getting ignored. No, we're still going to wing. Okay. What the heck? Okay, so we'll... one of those. Sticker number 11, you're getting ignored. That's overhanging like so. Just the other one. Yep, so sticker number 15, you're getting ignored. That's going on the side there. Oh, a little bit tricky. Here we go. Here we go. Almost like a crossbow now. And then onto the back. Here we go. Done. Yeah, that's quite good. And then we're on to bag 2 now. So just give you a show of that one. This is where we're at with bag 1. It's quite good. Quite like it. On to book 2. So there's a few more small pieces in this lot, I notice. Not as many big pieces at all, so you would think this would get knocked over a little bit quicker, but with all the small parts I'm definitely going to get lost. So not that it's going to make a difference to you, it's just me finding them, which you won't see. So pressing on, but let's see how long this one takes me. Well, I'll be honest already, that was quite easy to find, so that wasn't too bad. See how the rest of it goes, but yeah, off to a good start, that's the main thing. I've been toying in my head, this is actually nearly a week later, been that busy with other things that it's taken me that long to get back to doing this, so this will be a bi-weekly sort of affair, but not that really matters. But I've been thinking of different ways in which I could possibly do this, just to break it up, make it a bit more interesting, but at the same time as well, just differentiate the episodes, but also find something that works, because sitting for an hour, watching me fiddle through all the little pieces and everything like that, even I don't think I could do that, so fair call on that one. This one, I'm not really sure. We'll find out, obviously, because this isn't even finished yet, and I'm talking about the next way in which I could do this. But yeah, I'm toying in my head different ideas and different thoughts, but yeah. One way I thought of doing it otherwise would simply be to focus purely on the Lego, just zooming in and seeing me actually construct it. So more or less just rolling music in the background and yeah, just watching the actual build take place. That's certainly an option, and one I might even try on the very next build, to be perfectly honest with you. How's this one going? I think that's, yeah, looks about right. But just to break things up, as mentioned, so yeah, we'll try that for the next one, I think. Just do a bit of an intro and fluff flowing everywhere again. Do a bit of an intro and then yeah, just close up on the actual build. So I might even change the camera angles. I don't think these really work that well. A distance one, just to see the whole thing take place, but this up close one, not too sure about. So if we can maybe get even closer in, I might even set the camera on the bench here just in front and just kind of have it facing down or something like that. Realistically, a bench in front with me behind would be much more ideal. I can just do it right there, camera facing down, or even one front, one back, but I don't have a table. I could do something, but I don't, so I'm not going to. But otherwise, how's everyone's weekend? Yeah, I know, I'm down to that now. Struggling for conversation on this one. Could bore you with more facts and details about Koenigsegg, but realistically just Wikipedia, because that's exactly what I did last time. But yeah, I had some fun getting rather sunburnt. My shirt hides it luckily. Don't know about my face, I'm sure it's slightly redder. But yeah, had fun installing my auto mower. So I do have now A little mower in the backyard which takes care of all the grass cutting. Quite happy about that. Very basic chit chat going on here, isn't it? Thrilling stuff. Hopefully the Lego's much more interesting than I am. Yeah, where's this one going? In between the two, okay. I don't know, I feel this is going a little quicker. I mean, there's still a lot of small pieces here and I'm just doing the front splitter at the moment, but definitely does feel a lot quicker doing this. I'm actually getting pieces out of the way rather rapidly. What am I doing here? So, 201. And front wires in front of the blue. Okay. But yeah, by all means, feel free to comment down below. Any ideas on different ways in which to do this, what you think might be good, work best, etc. Happy to try it out. I will continue to do these little builds, so yeah, just the factor of if there's anything more interesting than me blabbering on. Side. Like when you get small pieces like this, it feels like you're accomplishing a lot because it goes together so quickly. Yep. And they're going outwards. Just got to line everything up. I'm sure my blister's coming up quite well on the imagery as well. That was from a shovel. Just really working that one. Where do these go? On the side facing outwards on the first one. Yep. And onto the car. So this is placing down blue against blue. Yeah, those blue pieces are going to be gone soon. Never see you two again. Might still see you on the sides. With the wheel on, I'm sure we'll still get a bit of blue through there. Otherwise, it's gonna be gone. Oh well. So yes, I have a meat cleaver for this part. A little bit there, so yeah, that's gonna be hidden completely. We'll never see that again. Some of these parts really confuse me. I'm sure most of it makes sense once it comes together. Now, is that supposed to be facing downwards or? Maybe? I don't know, I'll leave it facing downwards for now. Not a clue. Figure that one out soon enough. The yellow bridges the blue, so yes of course, goodbye blue. I knew that would happen. And where's this going? One yellow. Oops. Under there, and then the arches. Yep. And here we go. It's taking shape now, isn't it? Getting somewhere. Getting down to the few pieces now, definitely running down. Where are these going? Is that on the, no, it's on the white. Okay, so behind the arches, so. I'm sure a lot of this sort of stuff here is lost visually. I can zoom in, but I can only zoom in so far before I completely lose quality. I'm doing 1080 recording, but yeah, even other shows I watch and everything like that, as soon as you start zooming in, you start to get pixelation and it just looks horrible. So I may consider redoing the shot for this front section here. Lovely green piece. I quite like this green colour actually. Nice tone of colour. Back. Oh, next page, yep. Red going in between the white here. I'm going to lose the green. Tell you one thing though, we've just clocked daylight savings, which means we are now moving into the warm, and I'm definitely starting to feel the warm. It's a nice little box here, so the only thing I have is a heater, bar heater. I don't have any air conditioning. And the windows, if I open them up, all I get is the dogs barking and noise from outside. So yeah, I might have to assess my options on that one. It's quite unenjoyable, to say the least. It's not on my happy list. Get on there. Definitely more of a cold weather person. You can rug up, but there's only so far you can take off before happy birthday to you. And there's black strap in front. It's supposed to be 2 black straps. Where does the other one go? Get on there. Okay, in front of that one, the green. No more green. Okay, so I think we're doing, we're doing the side skirt now. Sticker number 14, you're getting ignored. What are we doing here? Okay, wow, that's complicated. So blue, yellow, a singular black, and then 2 pair of black. Oh, is that? Okay, yep, it's supposed to be 1 over, right. And then black square, and then blue facing like that. Okay. Oh, no, that's not straight. There we go. Okay, so that's one side, that's facing downwards. How weird. It's on the very bottom. Yep. Yep, that's not straight again. There we go. Obviously it'll look better with a little black sticker thing there, but again, do not like stickers. Not getting on. So we're still on the passenger side. We're not doing the other side skirt just yet, it would seem. I need to build this first. So 2, 1 overhang, and that then, where is that going? That doesn't seem right. I think I've got the wrong piece, that'll be why. So 3 blank white, not a 4. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. So we've got doors that will never open. Who needs to get out? And a black, where is this going? It's getting more and more complicated. Okay, so down the bottom there. You've really got to start to look when it's just the tiniest pieces. Go. I'm getting down to the wire now, there's not much left in amongst it all. Okay, no, I keep picking this up when I've yet to build something. So that's, yep, that's the right way. Whoop, there we go. Where's this going? Upright. So we'll stick in there. So nice and lined up. And a little piece goes in the corner there. Very good. That's actually not a bad line. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but yeah, it actually flows relatively well. It works. Onto the other side skirt now, finally. So, opposing direction. So 1 overhanging, 2 black, single black, yellow first, then blue, then black, single, and then a couple of birds outside. I'm not really sure what they are, but they're certainly noisy. Yeah. And it's on the other side. Yeah, I already did that one. This way, like so. Okay. That's not straight. Okay. So obviously rotating around and dropping it down. Nice. Getting there. Not many parts left now. Tiny little section for this one, so. Yep. That's the door again. Yep. And once again doing the runner. Single black piece on the side, which gets buried eventually. The triangle. That needs to be made, that's right. So, like that. Straight. And like that. In we go. There we go, equal sides now. Looking very nice. Once again, gotta look hard for where we're putting things. So black 4, 2 blanks on the other side, 2 blanks there, black corner groove things. Actually, one of those videos, I think it's an abbreviation, or I can't remember the exact name, ASMR, I think that's the correct letters. But yeah, maybe I might do one of those, so simply just me heavily breathing through the microphone. No, me actually just building Lego and just hearing all the clicks and noises and stuff like that. Might try one of those even, something different. Well, something different from me. Whether or not someone's already done, that's another story. Nice. Getting there. Okay, I do believe this is the home stretch now, because pretty much all the parts have disappeared except for a few extra bits that you do tend to get. So this is very much the bonnet, and then the screen I believe is the entire front section, so, well, top section anyway. The roof. Yep. So the 2 piece in the middle, a single piece on the side. Why couldn't they have just done 2? Why'd they have to do that? Is it just for us? Oh, okay, because it's supposed to be a sticker. I just cheated again, but yeah, it's supposed to be a sticker right in the middle of the actual central one there. So, just so you weren't putting it on a split, which is fair enough. Knew we should have changed that battery. And square piece on the outside. Line it up. I think that's it. So that snaps into place. Yeah, somehow. A bit finicky. Yeah, there we go. Really? Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, I can work with that. Oh, okay. Keep giving myself away. I keep looking at the box. I really shouldn't. So, I won't say anything. On to the next page. Much better. So now these little edge pieces also have a bit of contour. That looks much nicer. Go. If I can line it up. There we go, that's it. And the windscreen. Hey, there we go. Very nice. Still the wheels to do though. And stickers 10, 20, 13 and 18. In the lucky draw to be not applied to the car. Now we actually get two sets of, it's supposed to be rims, hubs and hubs. Wheel covers anyway, in this situation. But yeah, we actually get to choose. You've either got a 5-spoke design or, how many is that? 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So either a 5-spoke or a 9-spoke design. So I'm not really sure. I think I might, the 5s are on the box. I do quite like the look of them. 11's for a little bit different. I wonder if these are the actual different types of wheels they had for the different variants, but I didn't see anything about different wheels though. Which way do I go? I don't have a coin here to flip. Actually, my phone. Coin flip program, because in these situations I am not going to make my own mind up. So let me find it. Game launcher, coin flip. So heads will go for the 5-spoke, tails will go for the 9-spoke. So tails it is. 9-spoke. I said what it was then, totally forgot. I knew you should say head first, so yeah, 5-spoke on top. It's the 9-spokes I'm running with. Okay, so which way? Well, it has to be that way because that's got a notch in it, so that's not going to work. Nice and easy to pop in. Actually, I have to put the tyres on these ones. I'm pretty sure I have to put the tyres on the bottom one. The tyres are already on these ones. Much easier. And pop them on the car. Nice. I do like the way these really easily click into place. Don't know why cars in the past I have always said, oh, because I had that little like that hand prong design. And it was a forked like cutout piece. Really small wheels and everything like that. Old sets basically. Don't know if they still do that. I'm sure they do. But yeah. But that's it. That's that is the last page. There's the picture, final product. Very nice. Little man, we'll put him in there on the driver's seat. He's got no seats. I just realised we've got no seats. We've got literally a Fast and Furious effect. He's going to go straight through that floor pan. It's just daylight through there. Anyway, and a spanner. Where are you supposed to put the spanner? I don't get why it's a spanner. His passenger is a spanner. Wow. Try and get him in there. Actually, what I did last time was use the spanner to get his feet down. That works quite well, actually. So the spanner's useful for something. And get his hands in position. There we go. Very nice. He's in there now, chilling. Roof off. Very good. But we'll of course put the roof on. Done. Nice. There we go. Happy days. So yeah, another really nice, easy build. Obviously it's a tiny piece, but yeah, it looks rather decent. My personal thing actually looks a little bit better compared to the James Bond, just a bit too angular, a bit too weird. But this thing here, yeah, it still isn't great in comparison to obviously the real car. It's small scale, so of course it's not going to be exact details and specs and all that sort of affair, but I think it looks really quite cool. So yeah, I'm happy with that. another really fun build. So thank you very much for joining me. As mentioned, if you've got any ideas on different ways in which to do this, something you might find a bit more enjoyable, I may try and, if it's the correct term, ASMR next week. The silent, just hearing the clicking and all the pieces going together. Yeah, might just do a couple of different angles, closer, wide range, all that sort of thing. So just trying to find something that works, just keep the time down. Hopefully this one isn't too long. I'm not going to know until I edit it. And of course, the longer I keep talking, the longer it gets. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, like, subscribe, comment below, etc. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbor that they're never too old to play with Lego, especially if you're a big kid like me. So until next time, builders, cheers.